Have you ever felt like you were made for more? Like your potential is trapped behind invisible walls of fear, of doubt, of playing it safe? You're not alone. Most people live their lives operating at just a fraction of what they're truly capable of. They dream small, they play by rules they didn't write. And when things go wrong, they settle, telling themselves this is good enough. But what if I told you that everything you want in life, every goal, every dream, every breakthrough is not just possible, but inevitable if you adopt a different mindset? Not just a positive mindset, not just a growth mindset, but a 10x mindset. The kind of mindset that doesn't just whisper what if, but screams why not me? This is the 10x rule, popularized by Grant Cardone. And no, it's not just a catchy title, it's a way of thinking, a way of living, a way of attacking life instead of waiting for life to hand you a break. The 10x rule says, whatever goal you have, multiply it by 10. Whatever effort you think it's going to take, multiply that by 10 too. Because most people underestimate what it takes to succeed. And they set goals so small that even if they hit them, their lives don't really change. Think about it. If your goal is to make an extra $1,000 a month, you'll think in terms of side hustles and cutting back. But if your goal is to make $10,000 a month, suddenly you start asking different questions. You start thinking about building something bigger, something scalable. You stop asking, how can I save? And start asking, how can I earn more? The 10x rule doesn't just expand, it upgrades your identity. It forces you to take full responsibility. No more blaming the economy, your upbringing, your boss, or your circumstances. When you think 10x, you accept that you are the only variable that matters. You stop waiting for motivation to strike. You create it. You stop praying for opportunities. You build them. You stop seeing obstacles as dead ends and start seeing them as detours to your destiny. But let's get something straight. The 10x rule is not about working harder until you burn out. It's about working smarter with intentional obsession. It's about having a level of drive and commitment that most people aren't willing to tap into. It's about realizing that average effort produces average results, and average is not where you were meant to stay. See, most people think they're too busy to chase their dreams, but the truth is they're too distracted. They give 100% to things that don't move the needle. They spend hours scrolling, gossiping, worrying, waiting. But when you live by the 10x rule, you get laser focused. You stop multitasking mediocrity and start targeting excellence. Every decision becomes intentional. Every hour counts. You build momentum, and momentum creates miracles. And no, it won't be easy. The bigger the goal, the bigger the resistance. But that's the point. The 10x rule isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the relentless. The ones who show up even when they're tired. The ones who keep pushing even when it's uncomfortable. The ones who've decided that success is non-negotiable. Look at anyone who's changed the world, whether it's in business, art, sports, or science. They didn't think small. They didn't hope for average. They aimed high, they failed big, and they kept moving. Because they knew that playing small doesn't serve the world. You playing small doesn't inspire anyone. But when you go all in, when you commit with 10x energy, you give others permission to rise too. And yes, there will be doubters, people who say you're doing too much, people who try to pull you back to normals while they're criticizing. You're building, while they're watching, you're moving, while they're watching, you're moving, you're doing. The 10x rule demands that you stop seeking approval and start seeking results. You don't need validation, you need vision. Now ask yourself, what's one area of your life where you've been thinking too small? Your finances, your health, your relationships, your impact. What would it look like if you multiplied that vision by 10? What kind of actions would that require? What kind of mindset would you need? Who would you have to become? That's where it starts. Not with luck, not with timing, but with a decision. A decision to go bigger. A decision to stop dipping your toes and dive in. A decision to act like your life depends on it, because it does. You were not born to blend in. You were not born to shrink. You were born to expand, to rise, to lead. The 10x rule is your permission slip to break free from the limitations you've inherited and step into the life you know you were meant to live. So dream bigger, Act bolder, push further. And when the world tells you that's too much, smile and say, I'm just getting started. You've got one shot at this life. Why not make it 10x?